I ended up spending 2 years in India where I managed to have classes with Ramamis for prolonged periods of time. After then, of course, I had to fly back home to Australia to fulfill my obligations here. Having been to India and exploring so much of it was a dream come true, and one which I would always cherish. This wasn't the first time I got to explore India, however. Actually, ever since I moved to Australia at the age of 8, it became a yearly ritual to come to India. My mother made sure of that, and she made sure that she bathed me in cultural experiences. I always enjoyed the remote temple visits especially. One such visit was to Tanjavur in 2004. This was a very special visit because my mother introduced me to her Tamil history and theatre teacher from Vermberik and Jaffna, Dr. Jnana Kulendran. At the time, Dr. Jnana Kulendran was the professor and head of Department of Fine Arts in Tanjore Tamil University. In fact, she was the first Sri Lankan female professor in an Indian university. She has authored 13 research works. She has also published 75 research articles which have appeared in international journals. Dr. Jnana Kulendran has also chaired various expert panels in various universities in South India and Sri Lanka. Her research work was published by the Tamil Nadu government, where she proved that Karaikal Ammayar was the mother of South Indian music, Pannisai. And it was from her that I first heard the stories about dances of Tanjore Temple. After our initial meeting, it became a norm for me to get in touch with Dr. Jnana Kulendran and ask her all sorts of questions. Many a time she has sat me down and told me stories. I had the feeling of listening to my own grandmother, whom I never actually got to spend time with. Dr. Jnana Kulendran filled that void, and her stories led me to many adventures. Sharing with you now some stories she had shared with me.
I was fortunate that I got a grant from the University Grants Commission, New Delhi, and for a major project. And I sent a proposal on this big temple because that's a real treasure house of all art, architecture, sculpture, paintings, music, dance, everything. So I narrowed my research to music and dance in the Tanjavur big temple, and they funded me. And I had assistants also to work with me, photography and typist and for field work and all. I was given all assistance, and I worked on the Tanjavur big temple music and dance. So I was very happy because the archaeological survey department also helped me by allowing me to go inside the Gopuram. And I saw the paintings and the 81 Karanas and the other paintings of Sundarar's life. It was so beautiful. And all that I worked on it with the inscription. Fortunately, in the Tanjavur Tamil University, we have department called epigraphy. Department of Epigraphy, Archaeology, like that. So we get the help of those people to read out the inscriptions for me. And in that, in my book, I was able to, of course, after I finished the project, I was allowed to publish it. So it was published, and I had brought out those 400 girls who were brought from different places in South India. About those 400, there was an inscription on the floor of there are so many inscriptions in the southern wing, the temple, on the temple floor, the walls and all, you get inscriptions. So there are lots of inscriptions about how Rajaraja Cholan had contributed in several ways about his war and his victories, and they call these inscriptions in Tamil as Mei Kirti. Mei means unmai, that is truth. Kirti, it's not like literature. In literature, you have the free license to talk anything. I mean, not anything, but you can boast or you can use fantastic words and all. But this Mei Kirti means the truth. So if he had won the war, when did he go, when did he fight, and the year, the month, everything is written there. Like that, they had, Rajarajan had employed 400 dancers from various parts where he chose them. He sent people to choose them. The best dancers in all over, whether they were in Tiruvarur or Tiruvayyaru or Kumbakonam or even down south, everywhere, and they were brought and they were given houses and food and remuneration, and they were housed on the four sides of the temple. Unfortunately, I couldn't find where these houses were because it's not there now. But according to the inscription, they were Natcheri. They call it Natcheri, means where people live. On the four wings of the temple, they were given houses, and in the inscription says number 1, house number 1, so and so. So house number 2, so and so. So when they say so and so, they are from wherever they came. They mention that that village name, like Tiruvarur, Nakkan, Madhavi, like that. Nakkan, the word Nakkan was used for each and every 400 dancer. So I explored into it. And I found out, I came out with my research finding that Nakkan means, because another name for Siva Peruman is Nakkan. So they were all wedded to the Lord Shiva, to Lord Shiva. So that was something like, in Tamil they say Tucha Kakra. Tucha means you're bonded, you're owned by the Lord of Shiva. So they did it as a dedication. And they not only dance in the Sanctum Sanctorum, they even dance during festivals. All those facts and figures I was able to bring out. And even they have there is a hall, there is a mandapam called Natya Mandapam. Even now there is a Kuravanji Mandapam there in the so where they were enacting these plays or dances. So things like that I was able to bring out. And also I was able to bring out that they were dancing to Thevarams. Rajarajan played a very big role in reviving the Thevarams, which were lost to the Tamil community or to the world. And he, with the help of Nambiyandar Nambi, he brought those Ola leaves, manuscripts from Chidambaram. And he employed 50 people to sing the Thevarams in the temple. And they were called Pidarar. That name was not earlier, not later. Only during his time he had called them Pidarar. Pidarar means also associated with Lord Shiva. And they were given like Ahora Sivan, Brahma Sivan, Sada Sivan. They were all given, like the word they used for the dancers as Nakkan. The singers were called as Sivan, Sada Sivan, Ahora Sivan, like that. And there were people to sing for the dancer. There were people to teach them dancing. There were people to dress them. There were people to give them food. Like that, all that is in the inscription. So it was a very wonderful contribution that I was able to make about the Thanjavur big temple. In that, about 100 accompanying, I had brought out in that book about 100 accompanies. And there were stringed instruments and more percussion instruments. More percussion instruments like Kotti Mattalam, Udukkai, they had used a lot. And some of the statues, some of the not the paintings and the sculptures, I could bring out that they were not seated. Nowadays, when they give the accompanying music, they sit on the right side of the dancer. But in the sculptures and paintings, I could see them dancing along with the dancer. They tie their percussion instruments onto their waist and holding the other instrument. They are also in dance postures, dancing with the dancer. This was in vogue, I think, even during the period of Tanjore Quartet. Because I was able to get 1 or 2 paintings of the 19th century where the dancers are dancing and the accompanying musicians are following them, holding the instruments. So now I think it must be about just 100 years or even less, where the accompanies started sitting on the right side of the singer. Now it has become even more modern by not even having accompanying musicians on the stage. It's all recorded. Yeah. People dance for recorded music, discs or CDs like that. Yes, I want to tell about the contribution of Rajaraja Cholan. He the most majestic emperor of the Chola regime. You know, he wanted to revive, not revive, actually we should be thankful to Rajarajan because he the person who institutionalized this Bharatanatyam art. Before that, there were dancers dancing in temples, and there was dance prevalent in South India. He wanted to institutionalize it. So he told his experts to collect the best dancers from all over. I told that earlier. And you know what he did? According to the inscription, he says, இவர்கள் யோக்கியர் உள்ளவராய் இருக்க வேண்டும். Yokyar means they should be good. And he says, suppose one of these people die or one of them go anamadeyam ponal, he says. Anamadeyam means go to another country, leave another place. If they die or if they leave the place, the அடுத்த முறை கடவார், he says அடுத்த, the next in generation, suppose one of the dancers dies or leaves the place, they select another person. And the selected person should be yogyar. Yogyar means must be an expert in that field and must be properly fully dedicated. That is the word, the meaning of the word yogyar. And they will be given the house and the remuneration as that was given to the earlier person. So that means he brought a thalaimurai, that a heritage. Generation to generation. If that person dies, another person is replaced. If that person leaves the place, another person is replaced. Like that, he brought the, the tradition or the heritage or the, as you call in Tamil, parambarai, Natya parambarai. Natya parambarai was started by Rajaraja Cholan. And he gave them enough food and remuneration and housing facilities. So it continued. Of course, later on, things changed, and there were 3 types of dancers. The one was called the Thevaradiyar, those who were attached to temples. The others were called Raja Adiyar, Rajadasis. They were called Rajadasis, who danced in the king's courts. And the other one was called Alangaradasi. They dance outside to common people. So Devadasi, Rajadasi and Alangaradasi. So it continued like that. Generally this Devadasi, the real name for them was Thevar Adiyar. They were earlier called Thevar Adiyar. Adiyar means who respect the Devan. You can't call them as slaves, but you also people who respect the God. Later on, they were called Devadasis. Dasis is a Sanskrit word. So the Adiyarukku Dasis and vandadu. Then பிறகு பார்த்தால் தாசி என்ற word got a sort of not a negative meaning, mainly because due to poverty or due to various other things, their character, they started blaming their character, and the word Devadasi, they thought they should not use that word. But all this culminated in 1940s. When Act Devadasi Act was brought, and they were stopped from performing in temples and all. The stamping of Devadasis, I would like to say, but in these inscriptions, in after Chola period, some of the inscriptions that they were stamped on their back, that this Devadasi belongs to this temple, or this Devadasi belongs to this empire, this royal court. The mutra kutra endu solradhu, it's a permanent mutra, like the tattoo. They're stamped. This woman belongs to this temple, or this woman belongs to the Shiva temple, this woman belongs to the Vaishnava temple, or this woman belongs to the Rajadasi. So like that, dancing, when you go to see all this, and the parambarayila paakekka, the men became the gurus, and the women became the dancers or singers. Varam paadum Tevaradiya, they call them. Varam Padum, they sing. Those who dance, the girls who dance, automatically sit down to sing. And men took the role of gurus and Nattuvangam. It's only recently that we hear of female Nattuvangam. No, not recently. Now everybody is doing, all the ladies are doing Nattuvangam. Earlier all the Nattuvangam was done by men. Even Valur Ramayapilla, Swaminathan, இவை எல்லாரும் அந்த ட்ரெடிஷனில் வந்தாக்கள். பிறகு பார்த்தா நான் கிட்டப்பா பிள்ளை எல்லாம் நான் கிட்டப்பா பிள்ளை சன் ஆல்சோ டஸ் த நட்டுவாங்கம் now வள்ளுவர் ராமையா பிள்ளை சன் அப்படி போகினோம். But now all the ladies are doing it and they are doing wonderfully well. They are doing it well. Answer, then when they Adi Mudirindor, they are called Adi Mudirindor. That means I think after a certain age they don't appear on the stage. Even Madhavi was only 12 years when she did her Arangetam. Madhavi of Silapadiharam, she was 12 years. Maybe after there are parvams for women, no? Therindane? Pedai, Pedumbai, Mangai, Madandai, Arivai, Terivai, Perulambal. 7 stages of a woman. Pedai, Pedumbai, Mangai. The Mangai parvam is the best. Mangai parvam is the best. Because then only they have blossomed 16 years, 14, 15, 16 years, Manga. Pedai, Pedumbai. Pedai means she is very innocent. She doesn't know anything. Pedumbai, konjam apdi ipdi theriyum. Mangai and Donna, she's a woman. Mangai, Madandai, then she becomes of herself and she becomes a little shy and coy and like that. Madandai, Arivai, Terivai, Perulam. Perulampan is over 40. Anybody over 40 is called Perulampan. ஸோ இந்த மங்கை பருவத்துக்குள்ள தான் ஆடோன்மெண்ட் அது அந்த பிரிவு இருந்தது பழைய காலத்து எங்களை தமிழருடைய பண்பாட்டில். மேபி திஸ் கேர்ள்ஸ் ஹூ பிகேம் அபவுட் 25, 26 and all, they stepped out and they started singing for the dance. சிலப்பதிகாரத்தின்படி மாதவியின் தகுதி நாட்டியம் அரங்கேற்றம் போகிறதுக்கு தகுதிக்கு ஆடலும் பாடலும் அழகும் மூன்றும் அவளுக்கு இருக்க வேணும். In full capacity. ஆடலையும் முழுமையாக தெரிஞ்சிருக்க வேணும், பாட்டிலையும் நல்ல தேர்ச்சி பெற்றிருக்கணும். மற்றது she should be beautiful. பியூட்டிஃபுல் என்று சொல்லும் பொழுது நாட்டியம் அங்கிக்கு இருக்கிற அழகுகள் சில நூல்களில் தரப்பட்டிருக்கிறது. Like the formation of the eyes and formation of the head and the body physique, even the formation of hips and waist எல்லாம் தந்திருக்கு. அதுக்கெல்லாம் அமைஞ்சவள் தான் மேடையிலே ஏறலாம். இப்போ அப்படி இல்லை. Anybody who wants to get onto the stage will go on. And I don't know, false hair எல்லாம் போடுறதெல்லாம் அந்த காலத்தில் இருந்திருக்காது என்ன? They wouldn't have worn false hair. அப்படியாண்டு இருந்தது. ஸோ அந்த மாதிரியான ஒரு மாதவியை இந்த காலத்தில் காண்றது கஷ்டம். And unfortunately her daughter was Manimeghala. She the daughter of Kovalan and Kannahi, Kovalan and Madhavi. Kovalan was the husband of Kannahi, but he was attracted to Madhavi and he lived with Madhavi and they had a baby and they named her Manimeghala. So Madhavi wanted her to become a dancer like her. But when Kovalan left her and went, she was a chaste woman. She didn't go for any other man. She wanted to become a bhikkhuni. She wanted to give up worldly life. So the grandmother, Chitravati, wanted the granddaughter to take up to dancing. Because that is their parambara. But Madhavi didn't allow her to do that. He took her also to the monastery and made her a Buddha bhikkhuni. And she became a bhikkhuni, no? And she didn't marry. The Udayakumaran and Solli, a prince was in love with her. He was chasing her everywhere. But she didn't want to get married and she didn't want to take to dancing. She gave up dancing totally because of the mother's disappointment. The mother she gave up her dancing, her career, everything for the sake of the love for Kovalan. But when Kovalan deserted her, she could have gone to another man. She could have married another man and led the life of her Devada. Anga solradhu Padi Ilar and solradhu. Padi Ilar. Padi is husband, Ilar. Those who don't have a husband. So they were called Padi Ilar. She could have been, but she didn't. So Madhavi also didn't dance and her parambara stopped there. சிலப்பதிகாரத்தில் ஆடலுக்கு பாடுகிறவர்களை பற்றி கூட there has been special mention. It says ஆடி முதிர்ந்த ஆடல் மகளிர் தோரிய மகளிர் என்று அழைக்கப்பட்டனர். அவர்கள் ஆடல் அரங்கேற்றத்தின் போது நன்மை உண்டாகவும் தீமை நீங்கவும் வேண்டி இவர்கள் பாரப்பாடல் பாடுவார்கள். தோரிய மடந்தே called, I couldn't get that word earlier. தோரிய மடந்தே. They were dancers earlier, but they had become old to appear on the stage as dancers, so they sang. And what was the song that they sang was the initial song, like நாங்கள் அந்த தெய்வ ஸ்துதி என்று முதல்ல பாடுறோம், இறை வணக்கம் என்று முதல்ல ஒரு அதுக்கு நன்மை உண்டாகவும் தீமை நீங்கவும் என்று வாரப்பாடல் பாடுவேன். they sing வாரப்பாடல். இந்த வாரம் தான் பிறகு தேவாரம் என்று வந்தது. வாரப்பாடல், the glory of the Lord or the glory of the, you want everything to work out well, so தெய்வத்தை பற்றி பாடுறது தேவாரம் என்று பிறகு வந்தது. இது வாரப்பாடல் பாடியிருக்கிறேன். தோரிய மகளிர், good that you, because I had forgotten that word, தோரிய மகளிர். Lot of people ask when did this name come, Bharatanatyam. Actually speaking, in early times this form of art was called Kuttu, and those who did the Kuttu were called Kuttar, Kutiyar, and the women were called Viraliyar also. That is, viral means veeru kondu aadudal, they say. They with lot of vigor they danced, so they were called Viraliyar. And as I told you earlier, they were very good in this Viral Vallabham, in hand gestures and all. So later on they were called Adal Mahal. Then came the word Devaradiyar. Then came the word Devadasis. Then the dance was called Sadiratam. Devaradiyaratam, then Sadiratam. Then only it became this Bharatanatyam. That came along with the Tanjore quartet. Because generally it is accepted, we say Bharata mean Bhava Raga Talam. It's but correct, because Bhavamum, Ragamum, Talam is a combination in Bharatanatyam. There you must have Ragam, you must have Talam, and you must have the Bhavam also. And the Bhavam என்றதுக்கு இந்த அபிநய தர்ப்பணத்துல தான் சொல்லியிருக்கு, யதோ ஹஸ்த ததோ திருஷ்டி. அதுக்கு முதலே வந்திருக்குது தமிழ்ல, கை வழி கண் செல்ல, கண் வழி மனம் செல்ல, மனம் வழி பாவம் தோன்ற, பாவகம் தோன்ற இருக்கு தமிழ்ல. So that is the gesture. Whatever the inner feelings, like love or hatred or anger, the inner feelings you not only show with your fingers, you have to show on your face, with your eyes and your face. So that they call it said bhavam or bhavaham. ஸோ அதை வச்சு தான் இந்த பாவராக தாளமண்ட். பிறகு கூடுதலாக அது வந்தது இந்த ருக்மணியார் உண்டேல் நீ கிருஷ்ணயர். தே ஸ்டார்டட் யூசிங் த வேர்ட் பரதநாட்டியம், பரதம் and பரதம் has come into vogue. But as I told you, அடியார்க்கு நல்லார் had used a book called பரதம் என்னும் நாடக தமிழ் நூல். He had used it. So Bharata has been earlier also. இடையில தான் இந்த சதிராட்டம், தேவராட்டம், கூத்தாட்டம் என்று வந்திருக்குது. So now it is Bharadam. That Natya Sastrama Bharata Muni has all the basic techniques written in that book, and he starts off with the story of the celestials, how it came to the world. It was taught to Agathiyar, and then it came to the Tandu, and then Bharata Munivar solli kuduthadu appadi. It is something like a fairy story for me, but when you see this Tamil சங்க இலக்கியங்கள்லேருந்து பார்த்து கொண்டு போக, in reality people danced and sang in a natural way, and that got gradually like pun. You could say pun paadinargal, and have you heard that word pun? Now the word that we use ragam, they called it pannisai, and those who sang puns were called panar, and the ladies who sang pun were called paadiniyar. So it was a natural. There are verses to say in Paribadal, when they heard the noise of the river flowing, or the thunder, and the sweet music of the cuckoo, and the tendril, the flowing of the lots of other things like natural things, they brought it into instruments and voice. And gradually they came up. They, what can I say, they codified and brought it like that. But according to the Natya Sastram, it came from heaven. The dance came from heaven, from celestial beings. And of course, whatever he writes afterwards is about the Adavugal, Abhinayam, ellam varudhu. So, அந்த மாதிரி பார்க்க this the Tamil hereditary or the genealogy is more acceptable for me. Because you know that they have been trying and had got gradually, there is a word called Amandrihe in Silapadihara. They say of these different instruments. Orchestra and solram. Or Palliyam and solram. Pala Iyam and the Tamil Choladan. Iyam is instruments. Palliyam. They use that word Palliyam. They use the word Amandrihe. That is all the instruments jointly singing, giving accompanying music for the dancer. You have these references. So, orchestra Kudabu. They use the word Kudabu. Orchestra. It's in the Natya Sastra also. Palliyam is, that word is used in Sangam literature. That word Iyam is instruments. And those who played the stringed instrument, they were called Yalpanar. Those who sang were called Isaipanar. Those who played the percussion instruments were called Mandaipanar. Like that, they had names. So all these shows, they were having accompanying musicians for the dancer. And gradually they developed. They developed and came. One example I can say, one of my students did a PhD program with me on Yal. And finally we came to the conclusion that the proper Veena had gradually been, they had so many Yals, so many Yal. 1,000 stringed Yals, 5 stringed Yal, Maharayal, Sahodayal, Periyal, Suriyal, Kurinjiyal, Mullayal, like that, several Yals. Finally they brought it down, Sahodayal. That had 7 strings. Sangotiyal, kondu vandu. But in that earlier reference la paakeka, they could play one ragam with certain strings. If they want to bring another ragam with certain different notes, they had to take another yal. So, idellam vandu innovation and vandu. You had the mattu for the veena and 4 strings for to play and 3 strings for the talam and the mattu for the swarams. So that was a very accepted PhD that one of my students did. She's from Thiruvayar. The power that whomever he touches should die. So he prayed to Lord Shiva and he said, okay, I'll give you the boon. Your prayers has been answered. Whom you touch will die. He wanted to be all powerful. Then when the boon was given to him, he said, let me try. I want to see whether it's working, and wanted to touch the Shiva's head. So he got scared. This is a story, a mythical story. So actually I did this as a ballet, and Leela Narayanan was the Mohini. So he ran, he started running, and this Munivar, this Asuran was chasing him. He confronted Vishnu. So he said, oh, he's coming to touch my head, I will perish and the whole world will perish. What can I do? Then he said, don't worry, I will immediately take the form of a Mohini. Pasma Sura Mohini. Pasma means ashes. I'll tell you. Then this Mohini, he turned into a Mohini, and this Asuran who came running saw this Mohini. And she was, seducing him. And they were saying, you can dance, I can dance, you can dance. He was seduced and all. Then he said, can you dance like that? Like that Kali and Shivan dancing in the Urtva Tandava Mari. She put a hand on her head and said, can you do like this and dance? And so he did that and he became an ash. That's the Pasmasura Mohini dance. And I did that in verbally, with Leela Narayan. I put her as Mohini. அப்படி என்று சொல்லி what I was saying, பெண்ணத்துக்கு சொன்னான்னா the மோகினி பெண்ணா நடிக்கிறது லாஸ்யம். Vishnu couldn't dance with him. He wanted to seduce this Asuran by becoming a woman. And அப்பதான் the femininity வரும். Even Surpanaha, in Ramayanam, Surpanaha, she was an Asuran, no? Asuran. But she took the form of a real graceful woman, no? அந்த கம்பராமாயணத்துலேயே அந்த வர்ற அந்த வேர்சஸும் இந்த மெல்லினம் பஞ்சையொளிர் விஞ்சுக்குழி இஞ்சன ஞான எரள வளல இடையினம் கஞ்சன நமன இஸ் மெல்லினம் சாஃப்ட் வேர்ட்ஸ் சாஃப்ட் ஓசை அந்த ஓசையில தான் கம்பர் வாடுறார். ஸோ த ஃபெமினினிட்டிக்காக இந்த லாஸ்யம். Dr. Padma Subramaniam, she got a doctorate for her research on the Karanas. No? She worked on the 108 Karanas and she was awarded the PhD, doctorate, Doctor of Philosophy. But I think even according to her, all the Karanas cannot be enacted by us. Swarnamukhi, have you heard about Swarnamukhi? She was the state dancer, no, during M.G. Ramachandran's time. I had the privilege of seeing her 2 or 3 times. Some of the dance poses are very difficult and she is doing it. She did it. Especially that the Uttuva Tandavam, where the leg goes high up to above the head. She does that. Ballet dancers do, that's the thing. So nothing is impossible. What was possible, they have been dancing. And some dancers, like in the Kumbhakonam, like the Karanangals are in Tanjavur temple, we are Sivan dancers. In Chidambaram, in the Kobrathla, you have to look from down. And it goes right up, the right one on the top, you won't be able to see unless you have a zoom camera. Adile all women, and they say it's Parvati who danced. And in Kumbhakonam it is Sarangabani Koil who Vishnu is dancing. Adile chila idangala paatha very difficult postures, the Karana postures, but they have been doing that. It's not, as you said, ballet dancers do that, no? They take their leg high up, they jump on the air. It was very creditable, Bala Saraswati of that Devadasi clan. And she was also very well accepted by everybody. That because her bhavam was so wonderful, they say. And of course, we had the privilege of seeing her videos, but I didn't have the privilege of seeing her alive. But her bhavam is so great that she was even accepted in foreign countries. And I think they had started some institutions also under her. He is the founder member, I think, in some of the foreign countries in America and all. Even now, one of her brothers are in one of the Western universities. He plays the flute. And his daughter's daughter, her daughter's daughter, all are in this field. They are doing well. I know Pavlov, that Uday Shankar went there and he was also struggling there to live. In fact, one of his biographies I read, his shoes were broken and it was so cold that he collected hay, the white coal. Hay எடுத்து காலுக்கு கீழே எல்லாம் வச்சு கட்டி போட்டு தான் he used to walk about because he had no money. Then he came across this Anna Pavlov. She was a ballet dancer, no? And with her, she went around various places and all. Then he came back to India and learned this art and became a famous dancer. When people talk of Bharatanatyam, they talk of a Bani, the style. When somebody says, what style are you dancing? They say, are you dancing the Pandaranallur style? Or are you dancing the Tanjavur style? Or are you dancing the Kalakshetra style, like that? So, when I took my daughter to India in 1984, she was a little girl then, I took her to one of the famous dance masters there, B.J. Bharati, first. And I asked him, Ningal enna pani? So he was shocked and he said, what are you talking about pani? There's nothing called pani. All the basic adavugal abhinayam ellam undudan. But pani varies according to each guru's plus point. It's a Valuvur Ramaya pani, Pandaranallur pani, like that we talk, because those masters excelled in some particular aspect of the Bharatanatyam. So they teach their students also where they are where they are comfortable, no? So that becomes a style. லைக் சில பேருக்கு அபிநயம் தான் நல்ல ப்ளஸ் பாயிண்டாக இருக்கும், சில பேருக்கு இந்த தீர்மானங்கள் அடவுகள் வில் பி ப்ளஸ் பாயிண்ட், அண்ட் தட் ஸ்டைல் ஆஃப் டான்சிங் வில் ஹேவ் திஸ் ஆஸ்பெக்ட், they'll give priority to that aspect. அப்படி என்று வந்ததே ஒழிய இந்த பாணின்றது ஒவ்வொரு குருவினுடைய ஸ்ட்ராங் பாயிண்ட்ஸ் which is brought down by the Shishya Parambara. But the basic aspects are the same. Basic technique is the same, they say. My daughter learned from a guru. Another person goes to and learns from Kalakshetra. When that Kalakshetra girl comes out, she has a certificate in her hand saying that she is qualified to be a dance teacher. But a girl comes from after training with a guru, when she comes, she has no certificate, but she has more talent and more ability, has learned the art more. But in the certificates go when you have to find jobs. You know, you can't say, "Naan Valur Ramaya Pillai student, appa enakku vela thaanga onda." No, they won't give. When they produce a certificate from an institution, recognized institution, immediately they give her a post. Adanala, idu kuda accepted, as you said. But when you just generally look, it is more rigid, and these people have relaxed movement. The guru according to their style, wagging moving the hips ellam konjam kuda, which the Kalakshetra won't allow. Kalakshetra won't allow that. They have rigid movements, strict and all, and it's something like what I say, syllabus oriented training. It is a syllabus oriented training, and which has been accepted because of monetary satisfaction. They go into jobs, they have been accepted. Iva Kalakshetra first class edutava, diploma in Bharatanatyam first class, so give her a job immediately. She is a student of Valur Ramaya Pillai, and the Valur Ramaya Pillai என்ற பேர் தெரிஞ்ச காலம் வரைக்கும் தான் இருக்கும். பிறகு what is she dancing, she has no qualification, she has no certificate, இப்படி வரும். That may be one of the reasons why Kalakshetra is more accepted. Rajaraja Cholan is said to have said Kangai Kondan, Kadaram Kondanat. That means he conquered the north and all these Bali, Sumatra, all the islands, and even Sri Lanka. They ruled for about 100 years, he and his son Rajendra Cholan. At that time we have references of them spreading their culture, like temple building and all. Even in Sri Lanka you get Cholan Madhavi temple, Shiva temple 1, Shiva temple 2 in Polonnaruwa. They made Polonnaruwa their capital. The temple and Sholeka, these arts also should have definitely gone there. But I have not done any deep study about this, how this art of Bharatanatyam spread during Rajarajan's period in other countries, but definitely it would have gone because the temples were built during and the temples in Sri Lanka especially is a small model of the Tanjavur Koil, smaller version. So definitely he would have had these dancers and singing and all that would have taken place, I think. But we don't hear of any Parambara, Natya Parambara in Sri Lanka, no? Like how you get Valuvurar Parambara, Tanjavur Parambara, the Parambara Kadikramilla, Swaminathan, Kuttalam Ganeshayar Parambara, like that. We don't hear of such Natya Parambaras in Sri Lanka. Maybe because of this caste problem, the caste. They would have not encouraged that dancing parambara or the music parambara to come along. And அங்கே வந்ததெல்லாம் பிறகு இந்தியாவிலிருந்து வந்துதான் again they had to learn this Bharatanatyam. At that time, you won't believe, earlier, say about 50-60 years back, people were sent to India to learn, not learn there in Sri Lanka. இப்போதான் Sri Lanka they are learning. There are teachers to teach them, there are institutions to teach them. Even in schools they have the curriculum, dance and music and all. முந்தைய அப்படி இல்லை. That Kamala John Pillai earlier 55-60 years ago, she went to India to learn something and come. Then there was one Moses. She also went to India, learned and came. So Sri Lanka அப்படி இல்லை.
So there was no சின்ன மூலம் and all that stuff.
But கட்டாயம் இருந்திருக்கும். But because of the caste problem, nobody would have wanted. இப்போ மாதிரி none of the girls முந்தி போயிருப்பேன். I told you when we went to Tanjavur, the little girls down the lane didn't want to come and learn music. they said அது நாங்கள் பாடுறது இல்லை இல்லை அது வேறு ஆக்கள் தான் பாடுறது. The mother said dance because that was a highly populated Devadasi area. So they said அது நாங்கள் பாடுறது இல்லை நாங்கள் ஆடுறது இல்லை. Sri Lanka this that Kalakshetra the Sri Lanka earlier people one or two families had sent their daughters to India to learn the art and come. Some rich families and sollalam. For example, that Kumarasamy, Thirukumarasamy, that Kumarasamy man in Jaffna was a lover of art. So for the Tiruvila and all, he used to bring down artists from India to dance and he pays them and they go back. So he was enamored by it and he sent his daughter to learn the art from Balur Ramaya Pilla. Apdi one or two families had sent that Kamala John Pulla. Velam poi vandakal. பிறகு கலாஷேத்ரா started giving them scholarships. அந்த ஸ்காலர்ஷிப்பில் முதல்ல போனது பாலசுந்தரி கனகசபையன். You would have heard about her, no? Balasundari, I have sung for her Arangetam, not Arangetam she had it there for her performance. I used to sing for her. She is here in New Zealand or somewhere. She was sent on, she was about 13 or 14-year-old girl when she got the scholarship. And she was there for 14 years, 4 years, got the diploma in Bharatanatyam, came back and very beautiful dancer she was. அதுக்கு பிறகு கனபேர். They used to give scholarships those days. Later on, the parents started sending their children to Kalakshetra for a course. Like sending people to Annamalai University for another Sangeeta Bhushanam. அது மாதிரி இங்கே போகிறது for diploma in Bharatanatyam. Kandyan dancing has something similar to the Kerala Kathakali, they say. And even the wearing the mask and the leg movements and jumping and all is very akin to Kerala Kathakali. But they say, Sri Lankans say that Kandyan dancing is their identity. You can see that, no? Wherever they go, the Kandyan dancers are leading the leaders, or some important guests who come into the country are danced by the Kandyan dancers. No, they are brought into the country. But it has something very close to the Kathakali. Somebody must do that. Comparative study of Kathakali and Kandyan dancing. Recently, there is a new word called fusion. Not only in dance, in music, even in marriages, there is a lot of fusion. Actually, according to my personal opinion, it is all confusion. Because they don't, they want some identity. So to make this fusion, they think that they belong to the whole world. But finally, they are nowhere. They are nowhere. They are neither here nor there. No, so like that. And the saddest part is they, particularly these Bharatanatyam dancers, they wear the dance costumes. It's a beautiful costume, no, from head to foot. It's so beautiful. From the Uchipatam to the Kal Chalanga and the Matti and the leg and the painting, red paintings. So beautiful. A lot of people are taken up by the costume. Some of the parents want the daughters to dance Bharatanatyam mainly to photograph them like a dancer because the costume is so nice and they frame it and display it in their drawing rooms. So they are so fond of the costumes. What was I saying?
The fusion.
Fusion. So in the fusion they wear the Bharatanatyam costume and they do some baila dance madri or something like Michelangelo, like that. So it's very sad, but it's catching up very, very fast and they are calling it contemporary dance and Bollywood dance and having all the fusion. And recently I saw some program on the TV, East meets West, East meets West. And they are also with their hippie dressing, Bharatanatyam dressing, and they are doing all sorts of steps and it's confusion, real confusion. இப்போ ஒரு innovation and ஒரு word ஒன்று வருது நிறைய. In this fusionக்குள்ள innovationம் வருது. Innovation means you create what you like. அப்போ அந்த innovation and வரைக்க West time, East time, மற்றது என்ன Far East time கூட சேர்க்கலாம் என்ன. And you know, art, any form of art can never be pure. It has to change as time goes and the need is there. Then when certain things are accepted during a long course of time, it becomes a tradition. It becomes a tradition. இப்போ நான் இந்த சீலை உடுக்கிறது மை கிராண்ட் மதர் டின் வேற சாரி இல்லை இது அவள் பின்னால் கொண்டே செருகிறவ எல்லாம் மை கிராண்ட் மதர் ஷி புட்ஸ் சாரி பிஹைண்ட் அண்ட் பின்னால் இப்படி ஒரு கொசுவ மாதிரி இருக்கும். தென் கிராஜுவலி இப்படி வந்து இப்படி உடுக்குறோம். இப்போ இந்த மாதிரி கூர்க் மாதிரி உடுத்து கொஞ்ச நாள் போனால் இஃப் இட் இஸ் அக்செப்டட் ஃபார் அ லாங் டைம் இட் பிகம்ஸ் அ ட்ரெடிஷன். அப்படித்தான் எங்களோட இப்போ டான்ஸ் திஸ் பீஸ் ஆஃப் ஆர்ட் பரதநாட்டியம் particularly had changed during the time. Mari, as time goes, when certain aspects or certain way of dancing is accepted, it becomes a tradition. அப்படி போய் கொண்டே இருக்கும். It is never pure. It is always changeable. இப்போ பக்கத்தில் பக்கவாத்தியம் பாடுற ஆக்கள் எல்லாம் முந்தி பக்கவாத்தியம் பால சரஸ்வதி யூஸ் டு சிங் ஹர் ஓன் பதம் அண்ட் டூயிசம் பக்கவாத்தியம். இப்போ ரெக்கார்டட் மியூசிக் இப்படி எவ்வளோ மாறிட்டு தானே. இப்போ மற்ற பக்கவாத்தியத்துக்கும் சிலப்பதிகாரத்தை சொல்லுது, யாழும் குழலும் சீரும் இடரும் தாழ் குழற் தன்னுமையும் ஆடலுடன் இசைந்து. தட் மீன்ஸ் 5 types of instruments. One is wind instrument, vocal, then percussion instrument, then wind, string, wind, yalum, kulalum. That is yal is stringed, kulal is wind instrument, seerன்றது தாளம், that is metallic, சீரும் தாள் குழல் தன்னுமையும், that is percussion, தோல் என்று சொல்லி இந்த 5 சேர்ந்து தான் டான்ஸுக்கு வர வேணும் என்று சொல்லியிருக்கு. Are we using that? No, they are using keyboard யூஸ் பண்ணினோம். They are using வேறு எல்லாம் கணக்கு. These are called innovations and we have to accept it, because if it is accepted by the crowd, by the audience, the people, and they like it, it becomes a tradition.
ಪರುಲನಮಾಟ ನಮ್ಮವಧೂ ಪ್ರಾಣನಾಯಕ. ಪರುಲನಮಾಟ ನಮ್ಮವಧೂ ಪ್ರಾಣನಾಯಕ. ಪರುಲನ್ನ ಮಾಟ ನಮ್ಮವಧೂ ಪ್ರಾಣ ನಾಯಕ. ಪರುಲನ ಮಾಟ ನಮ್ಮವಧೂ ಪ್ರಾಣ ನಾಯಕ. ದೀಂ ನಾದ್ರ ದೀಂ ದೀಂ ತನನ ತದರ ತಾನಿ ಬುಧನ ದೀಂ ದೀಂ ತನನ ದೀಂ ನಾದ್ರ ದೀಂ ದೀಂ ತನನ ತದರ ತಾನಿ ಬುಧನ ದೀಂ ದೀಂ ತನನ ದೀಂ ನಾದ್ರ ದೀಂ ದೀಂ ತನನ ತದರ ತಾನಿ ಬುಧನ ದೀಂ ದೀಂ ತನನ ದೀಂ.